Hello everyone, Johnny Minder here, and today we are continuing to learn Japanese with Super Mario Advance 4. Last time we started, finished, and actually also completed World 2. So today we are starting World 3. We'll see if we'll finish and hopefully also complete it during this episode. If not, of course, we continue next time. Yeah, without further ado, let's start.
Choose a game. Here we go. Super Mario.
And yeah, as you can see here on the title screen, the file select, we are in World 3, we have played 17 levels so far. So let's start and see how many we can tackle today. Yeah, we're in World 3, and funny enough, since last time I did the Airship as Frog Luigi, we needed it to get the special dialogue after the Airship. It's perfect also for this, as you can see, the first stage of World 3 is in the middle of the ocean, the water, and so we can start with Luigi as the frog suit, and this is perfect, as this is what the frog suit is actually made for. So yeah, we won't get that fire flower. Let's see. As you can see, straight up water level. So yes, really convenient to have these enemies, which we'll avoid. Wonder if this pipe, no. Maybe it was you came out of that from another spot, but we didn't find it. Let's avoid the blooper and the babies. Okay, I went up, nice. Oops, we lost the power up, but oh well, we got the one up. And we now finish the stage. Unfortunately, we got the mushroom panel instead of the star one, but oh well. Even though Luigi needs lives even more than Mario, and we need lives in general, but let's start stage 2. Oops, let's avoid the cheap. Oh boy. Easier said than done. You definitely don't want to fall into the water there. I'm pretty sure I also bonked against that wooden platform there. So yeah, you really want to avoid that. Ah, okay, there was a star, which would have been nice for this, but the fire flower seems to be enough for now. Okay, then I lost it, but we are still big. As soon as I say it, of course, we lose it. Oh boy. Let's stay up here. And let's go into the park this time. Oh, okay. It's actually already here. And yeah, we get a 1-up. As we soon see, because we got, unfortunately, different panels. Not all the same ones. Okay, let's see, technically Mario has more items. Well, we won't use the flute as a reminder. The flute is how you warp to other worlds. So yeah, we won't use it as we want to, at the very least, finish all worlds if possible. Also play all levels and so complete them, but at the very least finish them. And so nope. But yeah, we have Fire Flower and Happy Wing, so we want to visit the Toad House as Mario. We start we do level stage 3. I'll actually use the Fire Flower. Yeah, and good thing I did, because yes, we have that, unfortunately. I think it's called in English Big Bass or something like that. And yeah, unfortunately the Fire Flower can be useful, but not when it does that. Because yes, then you get eaten and you immediately die. But oh well, let's see. Yeah, on Luigi we have only items of this kind. Used only in the overworld, so on the map. So let's get one for Luigi. Let's go for this one. Funny enough, yet again the frog suit. Inappropriate considering that it's Luigi green. But yeah, we don't want to use it for a level like this one. So we try to do it without it. In this case, it's perfect for the mushroom. As long as I don't... yeah, too late, but of course, not dying was the priority there. Okay, we get a mushroom here, perfect. Funny enough, we started in World 1 with Mario, who was doing better than Luigi. Also when it comes to power-ups, but now the tables have turned. Barely avoided it, but luckily we did it. And yeah, wet. Wow. Whew. Okay, we did it. We avoided getting eaten again. Let's get a star. Let's hope we can get all stars this time. Okay, let's continue with Mario. And we have the fortress. Not the best thing doing it when we are small, but we'll try. Okay, this is nothing. This pipe. Okay, we have multiple doors. Let's enter the first one. Okay, yeah, we have to guess the correct one. But the good thing is that we are getting a mushroom here. Okay. Ah yes, and that was that's what the pipe is here for. Yeah, now I seem to remember it. I kind of remember it. Yeah, while I haven't finished this game, I have played it, and I'm pretty sure I played at least this far. But also I've watched others playing it from time to time, so some levels will definitely be familiar at least. Yeah, you need... oh, okay, no. Some visible blocks there. Nice. Okay. So, this one was a bonus room. Good to know. Let's check this one. Yeah, we'll go backwards. Okay, there was actually a block again there, so You know what? We'll actually take it again and try to get this way a better power up. Though we have to be quick about it, of course, since there is the timer in these older Mario games. Okay. So we tried. The last one. The second to last one. Let's try the third to last one. Okay, also not correct, so we won't have to go through the last swamp. Oops, didn't want to take that, but now we know that this one is also wrong. My guess would be between right before the last swamp. Yeah, we are getting the time, of course. Yeah, we get this last swamp, but we'll ignore it. Okay, and we are here. This should be the exit. Yeah, we get the boss. Our usual boom boom. Funny enough, we get to here. And now he's also flying. Funny enough, I read a story about Boom Boom in the Super Mario Kun manga recently, where he also had wings there, even though it was a story based on later Mario games, way more recent, I think. Super Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. U. Yes, with that, we did the fortress, we saved. So, well, we have those two pipes. But first and foremost, well, let's actually check the first pipe first. Let's see where it leads. And yeah, this one takes you back to the start of the world. We have Hammer Bro. Actually, Hammer Bros. 2. Makes sense. Oh, okay, we get another hammer, so it can be used. Okay, it should be used straight up here to get to the mini game, but we'll actually keep it for now in case we need it for something else. Then though, of course, I wonder if you can get this mini game and if there's something else. There's only this hammer, but we'll see. Let's take the second pipe. I'm pretty sure that it simply leads further into the wall, yeah. So we can get a glimpse of the rest of it. But yeah, now it's locked because there's a second fortress and we can see that boat down there. But we'll get to that. Well, of course we get here. Not with the pipe. Let's defeat the other Hammer Bros. Other Hammer... yeah, as expected, plural, again. But, unfortunately, with the water, I missed there. Oh boy, doing this without any items is not the best. We'll try. We could technically... Okay, we actually get... Then, of course, I lose it anyway. But, okay, so... It doesn't always have to have the water that encounter. Good to know. Of course, now that they're here, it actually has it. Yeah, not the best. Okay, the Hammer Bros actually went that way. So, for now, we can tackle... Well, we play the minigame. Again, Eawase. We have picture matching. We have already read this dialogue. Picture matching, and so this. Okay, I actually got at least those. Let's see if I can get also the mushroom. I think too late, yeah. But honestly, getting at least the first two is better, as you can at least have a chance at the last one. A slide to defeat those Goombas. We have that, but not sure if it's actually a secret or just death, honestly. Yeah, most likely just death. I think here's there's an invisible block. Let's slide down again. Oh boy, the small Goombas are not the best. Yeah. But yeah, this should actually be doable relatively easily. We'll see. As soon as I don't make too many mistakes. Also thanks to this power up here. And yeah, you can make that jump, saving you time and the hassle there. Okay, let's defeat this Paragoomba at least. Okay, we get these. So these coins. You know what? Since we also have that. Don't remember how you get rid of these in this game. This is honestly a problem because of these. But yeah, as soon as we get there and we actually get the fire flower, we should be fine. So yeah, I'm not particularly worried. Of course, I'm more worried about the fact that we don't have many lives left, but hopefully we make do. Okay, we made the jump again, nice. Yeah, let's get the power up here. Or even better, get rid of the Paragoomba. Well, not there. Get rid of the Paragoomba, the one with the micro ones. We lost the power up there, but we get it back here. At least the mushroom. We have these. Yeah, we have T2 as we saw before. Of course, I fell into the pit. But yeah, it's definitely doable. Simply have to avoid mistakes like that one. Hopefully we can get more 1-ups. Well, the one there, luckily, there's one here if it's back. I think it should be. So we'll get it. Honestly, I'd rather take the hit and get rid of that Paragoomba. This one doesn't particularly matter. Yeah, let's get the mushroom. Please, thank you. Honestly, we can do this. get our coins again. Unfortunately, we missed it there, but the remaining ones, but doesn't matter. Let's get the one up. Thank you. Let's jump carefully. Well, avoiding like it would have been for the best, but to keep the power up. But honestly, we made it, and that's the most important thing. I wonder about that. Yeah, we could technically use it here to get the boat, and honestly, I'd rather do that than simply unlocking another picture matching minigame. We'll do it. But first, let's get an item as Luigi. 5 flower, nice. Maybe should have got an item as Mario, but doesn't matter. I like to play opening these remaining stages, get the fortress so we can save again, and after that opening these, but yeah, we'll start with these, and since it's in the water, let's use the frog suit. It's in the water, but there's also... Yeah, this one, luckily, it's the one not gulping us down, but spitting that smaller fish. Smaller chip. Oops. Yeah, definitely looks like a smaller chip, but I don't... remember the exact name. But yeah, we did it. We'll run and hopefully get a star. Perfect. So if we get another star panel, we'll get a lot of 1-ups. Hopefully we'll do it. Oh boy, we have to do this as Mario. Yeah, and of course this happened. I should have been more careful, but I was worried about the Hammer Bros jumping down. Oh well. Okay, let's tackle... yeah, no, we won't use a power-up, we are big, so that's enough. And it's another auto-scroller. Okay, we'll get that. Perfect. Okay, let's wait and then jump. Of course, if the as long as I don't jump then down, but okay, we'll actually share the let's keep it on Luigi, honestly. Yeah, let's tackle let's try it as Mario. Let's get the mushroom. Okay, we have to be careful about that, and then jumping onto solid ground. Okay, here, nice. Okay. Yeah, not worth it. This one I don't remember. No, that's a block you can't destroy. Forgot about those. Okay, now we want to share a life with Mario. And I'll try without the power-up since there's the mushroom at the start, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, perfect. Yeah, let's wait, let's be patient. Of course, then I should again, as Luigi seems to be destined to do that. Oh boy. Wouldn't want to use that for now anyway. Yeah, if you are wondering about the learn Japanese part, of course, in a game like this where there are less writings, it only comes up occasionally, usually as we have seen at the end of a word, but it eventually comes. So. But in the meantime, of course, we can play and enjoy Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Advance 4, so Super Mario 3, this version. Let's try to see. Okay, no, just a coin. Let's make the jump. Okay. Let's try. Okay, there was a one up there. Okay, let's wait. Okay, let's make the jump. And perfect. Okay, we have also a trooper here. We try to run from here, even though, yeah, fortunately without the ground, I should have started on the upper platform, but I didn't want to risk potentially losing a life just for that. Okay, we'll keep it like this and use the 5 flower for sure. We have a spike. Looks somewhat different compared to future Mario games, but yeah, the behavior is still the same. Wonder if there's something in those. Nope. Just there to be a nuisance. Let's see if... oh no. Okay, we got a vine. Nice. So let's go up here. Get some coins. Which we can definitely use to get more lives. Okay. B-block. Okay, we can get these, but I'm not sure if we could get more. But oh well. Okay, let's wait here to then make the jump. Okay, nice, we got the power up, perfect, at the perfect moment to get... Okay, here. Hopefully by starting running here we can get the star. Perfect! As they would say, Mario and Luigi, haha, just what I needed. And yes, so we finally have more lives. Sharing is caring, and so we'll split them. And we'll try the fortress to save the game. And then yeah, we definitely want to take the boat compared to getting just that picture matching game, as we have, as you can see here, 2 of those and 2 toad houses, so yeah. Well, technically I should have got that first, but doesn't matter, honestly. Oh boy, we have a water castle. Sorry, as a small Mario, but okay, here there should be an item as soon as I can avoid it. Yeah, that chip. No, please, mushroom, not that way. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Okay, we have these weird platforms with the booze attached to them. Really weird, but also funny. Of course, not as funny when they manage to hit you, like I almost reached there, but funny nonetheless. And with that, we actually get to Boom Boom. We have some platforms, some more blocks than anything, and honestly, they definitely get more in the way than helping us. Okay, got the hit. Oh boy, now he's... yeah. When he speeds up, it becomes... unfortunately, quite inconvenient. Yeah, no, we'll do this as Luigi. We'll save. And then we'll do that. Getting the total houses. And honestly, well, I want to actually use them, divide them between the two brothers. One each, of course, the picture matching doesn't matter as we can share the lives. Okay. Let's be careful here. Could have gone under again, but of course it's not as safe while being big. So honestly, this probably was for the best. And yeah, we're at Boom Boom. Luckily as Fire Luigi, we could use the fireballs to defeat him, but not anymore. Anyway, I'm not sure how many it takes. Come at me. Well, took the hit, but then we got to defeat him. And yeah, we have completed the fortress, unlocked that, and so we can save here. Okay, and now... okay, first and foremost, let's do this. The flipping the cards, we also have already seen this dialogue as well. With Kururin, also seen in Kuru Kuru Kururin. By the way, we might eventually play that as well for the channel. Well, I think... as the, yeah, I think the original is already, the GBA 1 is already on NSO, if I recall correctly. Otherwise, would be a problem for now. And we didn't get anything here. Okay, let's play, we can play that picture matching as Luigi. Okay, no, we actually need Luigi to unlock that, so as Mario, first we'll do this. The picture matching again. Let's see if this time we can get... okay, we got the flower, let's try it. Nope, got the mushroom, and so this, the last one doesn't matter. Of course, then I get also the mushroom. Okay, let's try stage 8. Oh boy, again. One of these. Funny enough, it ended quite soon. Okay, we technically have the Hammer Bros there, but first let's do this, so that Mario can use it as well. Let's take the boat. Okay, we have those. We also have this Toad House. And yeah, here we can see where the castle is, and funny enough, if you might recognize that this is a simpler a simplification of the shape of Japan. The castle would be, well, most likely, I'd say, considering its position, it's meant to be at Kyoto, more or less, since, of course, that's where Nintendo's headquarters are. But yes, it's in the shape of Japan with its 4 main islands. Hokkaido, the north, Honshu, the middle, Kyushu here, and Shikoku. Okay, let's first and foremost do these. We take the top ones, leave the bottom ones for Mario, so it becomes faster. We get something here. A 5-flower, always useful. Okay, since you do, of course, also the picture matching. And of course I failed. I was thinking that the perfect game to learn more about Japan is Bakeru, which I got in Japanese because I imported it while when it wasn't confirmed. It came out only in Japan, and only later it came out also outside of it, and so yes, I got a Japanese copy. Played it in Japanese, and yeah, that whole game is dedicated to that, so we'll eventually play it for sure and learn more Japanese and also about Japan thanks to it. But of course, it's I'd say it's too early for that. Well, of course, now we check out this Toad House. And it still has the same dialogue, but I think, considering its color, it should give us a better item. Well, won't say no to a Super Leaf, but we might have got something even better. Potentially, I don't remember that. But with that, we'll defeat the Hammer Bros. We use a 5-flower. Perfect. We got rid of that one. Let's use the... Okay, we lost the power up, but we defeated them. Okay, we got a star. Nice. Could be useful. But yeah, first and foremost, we are back as Mario, so we'll take the boat to get these. Luckily, no matter what you choose, it seems that you don't risk missing on levels by with the hammer, so that's nice. Of course, it started again with the picture matching, but we skip it. Let's try again for the star. Nope, the 5-flower. Start getting it this time. Perfect. Let's see if we can get also the last part, the most difficult one. Okay. Perfect. Okay. At least once we got, we did the picture matching one. We'll see if we can get the card flipping one as well, at least once. But yes, now we get an item. The 5-flower, nice. Always useful. And with that we can go back here. let's see how we are at lives. Okay, actually, like this is nice. I could use the flag flower now, but we'll first check what the level... Okay, sorry, we got to see what the level was before. It's this one, unfortunately. I'm almost tempted to use... Well, this is a good spot to use the star. To at least actually start this level this time, instead of being eaten immediately. Yeah. Even better would be to have a leaf there. Boy, we have to make the jump. Yeah, fortunately. I'd say this is actually a good spot, unless we want to stay here for a while. Of course, it's also kind of a waste in a sense, but yeah, we want the P-Wing. As you can see, we are again Tanuki Mario, seen with a super leaf, but also this P. And the P means that you actually are always running, and so you can fly. Always keep on flying. I wanted to put that there, but no, okay, these are you can grab them. Okay, now, so it was like I remembered that you could do something with those, but not what I expected. Yeah, no, we are avoiding this nonsense, and honestly, by doing that we can check some... This secret, for example, which we might have missed otherwise, but yeah, sorry, but that nonsense would have potentially taken us way too much time. So yes, we'll skip it this way. But as we'll soon see, it only... Yeah, as you can... you got to see for an instant, Mario didn't have the P anymore, so you keep the power up, but not the running, and so the infinite flying. But oh well, that's yeah, a really useful item, the P-Wing. Here, I'll try without. As honestly, as long yeah, it's a regular level, so we should be fine. I really need to remember how we get some bombs there. Nice. It would be great to use that one to then get these. Well, we can give it a try, although it's risky because, well, you shouldn't have been risky because of that, but yeah, it's risky because of the bullet bill. But yeah, we'll give it that path a try again. Here we can even use the leaf. Well, not he can't fly there, so we ignore it. Let's leave the bomb there. Unfortunately missed the leaf because of that. Ah, okay, no, you actually need the leaf for that. Thought you could use the bombs. Fortunately not. Maybe these. Okay. No, but we'll get rid of them. Get our fire flower.
Just what I needed.
Okay. yeah, we want
Lucky.
for this castle, we definitely won't see any more any special dialogue, because the remaining ones, I think there are two, and they are related to two power-ups we haven't seen yet. So when we get them, and even better if we get them as items, or right before that, we'll keep them also potentially using rewind like last time, honestly. For that, I have zero intentions. Well, we'll use it for sure, because seeing the writing is what matters. Go up here. Not sure what was to the left there. Okay, we got a mushroom, unfortunately. You want to get stars, not only because they're, of course, the ones that give you more lives, but also because if you start running properly, then they're the easiest ones to get, technically. We have the pipe, which will lead us, of course, to the castle. And here's the castle. But I'd say we can stop here for now, in the sense that we take our usual break, around 5 minutes, and when we're back we'll tackle the castle, or should I say the airship, and then of course get technically the dialogue before and after, but they shouldn't change in this case. But of course then, last but not least, Peach's letter. So yeah, around 5 minutes as usual, and we'll be back. And we are back. And so we can get back to the game. But before tackling the castle, I thought that it would be cool, since I mentioned the Japanese names of, well, not of Japan, but of its four islands, to tell you by checking them on the dictionary, also the accents, so to start hearing them properly. I also quickly explain the meanings of them. Of course, we'll see them then better when they come up again. First and foremost, we have, well, I can actually also show you so that see, perfect. The dictionary. First, we have Nihon. This one, I knew immediately the accent, even on its own, since it's fundamental. It's Japan, also pronounced as Nippon, but the most common reading nowadays is Nihon, accented on the, or in the case of the secondary reading. Literally, as you can see also from its kanji, the origin of the sun. We studied both kanji during the previous series. And by the way, we can then add go, which we have also studied the kanji, to make Japanese, as in the language. And you have seen also you can see this also in the title of our series. And by the way, as a reminder, when you add the suffix go for language, it becomes always an accent. So luckily it's easy to remember. Nihongo, technically also Nippongo, but usually Nihongo. Then we have first and foremost at the north, Hokkaido. As in both the island and the prefecture. They're both called Hokkaido. We'll check the accent. Yes, on Kai. Hokkaido. Literally northern. We have the kanji for north, then the one for sea, and then the one for technically street, way. In this case, it becomes a circuit. It was a special division of Japan in the past, and it still is for Hokkaido specifically. Usually the other ones are not used anymore. So the Northern Sea Circuit, actually in the same order as in English. Then we have Honshu, the main island, one we actually are on, as we will see again when we get back to it. Honshu, okay, accented on the Hon, so Honshu. The largest of the four main islands of Japan. We have again Hon, as in this case, more than origin, it's principle. Well, even better, the base, and then we have this Shu, which is used for states, for example, of the US and so on, provinces, counties, regions, like the regions of Italy, so it's used also here. But yes, it's used also for technically continent also, but yeah, it was used historically for provinces of Japan, provinces also of ancient China, and it came from there. And so yes, the basic as in fundamental province. Then we have to the far left and technically in the actual also to the bottom, so the southwest, Kyushu, so we have again Shu, well, not this one, the second one, Kyushu, the southernmost of the four main islands of Japan, as it says here. And it's also luckily accented on the Q, so before the Shu. As a reminder, the accent couldn't fall on the U of Q because it's simply a longer vowel, and so the accent is on the syllable globally, and so the first part of diphthongs, long vowels, and so on. So yes, Kyushu. Simply, we have the number 9, as we'll see then also later when we encounter it again. So 9 provinces, because there were 9 provinces. And no, the prefectures I think are less than that now. But of course we'll see the prefectures, which are the fundamental divisions when it comes to administration in Japan when the time comes, and also with Bakeru most likely, as I mentioned before. But last but not least, we have Shikoku. Shikoku, we'll check the accent first and foremost. Okay, on the ko, so Shikoku. It's the smallest of the four main islands of Japan. It's kind of in between Honshu and Kyushu, but of course less so than in as we have seen them in Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Transform in our case. Yes, Shikoku literally means we have the number, the kanji for 4. She, unfortunately, well, more often than not pronounced actually as yon, because she is also the reading for the kanji of death. So of course they don't like it, but it can still be found, can be used sometimes, but more often than not it's limited to special compounds like shikoku, for example. And then we have koku. Here it says as kuni on its own, but yes, it's usually used actually for country, states, also regions, but more country is the fundamental meaning. And historical, again, province of Japan, and so 4 provinces, as in these ones. And yes, these ones are definitely still 4, but again, we'll confirm it and actually study these the prefectures when we play Paquerou. And so yeah, with that we can go back to the game. It was worth checking that out since we literally have a map of Japan, even though of course stylized. And so yeah, and I mentioned the names, so it was worth checking that out. Okay, now we can actually start the castle. This time it was transformed into that enemy. Yeah, as usual, the dialogue is the same, so we ignore it. Honestly, I wouldn't mind dying once in this. Well, I'll try not to die, but eventually it will definitely... it will happen, most likely. Barely avoided death there. To show what happens. Yeah, we'll see that when it actually happens, and I won't try to do it on my own intentionally, unless we don't see it until... oh, well, it would actually be better to see it early on, because you don't want that to happen, especially on the last world, as it's quite annoying. But yeah, no, for now we'll continue like this. Don't remember. Yes, nice that there's a block, so we can get into. And we have Wendy with her rings. Honestly, okay. I was about to say we might get defeated, but I actually defeated her right as I was about to say that. Nice. And so yes, we defeated Wendy. We got the magic wand back. A king that kind of looks like Mario. And yeah, the dialogue is the same, so we won't take a picture of that. We take a picture of this. But this time, I'd say we can try to read it here. Hope that I won't press anything by mistake and make it go away, but in case I do, we have, of course, the screenshot. First and foremost, the usual greeting, O genki desu ka? We've already seen it in 2 letters, but we'll go through it again as a reminder. O, the honorific prefix, genki, literally origin, and so original ki, so spirit, mind, all those extended meanings. Ki is as seen also in the martial arts, qi in Chinese ones, because of the evolution of the language. And so genki, full of spirit, vigorous, by the way, accented on the ge, but yes, by extension, then of course also healthy, well. So last but not least, we have the ka, the final sentence interrogative particle, and also a question mark, even though it's not required. The ka on its own would be enough. So literally, are you implied you well? Not sure if I mentioned it, but then we have the des, which is the copula in the polite speech, by the way. Literally, are you well? And so, are you healthy? And so on. And so, how are you in English? As a reminder, again, we have this honorific prefix also potentially to signal that we are talking about you, the person we are speaking to. In this case, writing to, because of course we wouldn't use the honorific prefix for us. Then we have finally a new part. Kuribo no kutsu o tsukau to ironna teki o fumitsukereru no yo. First and foremost, we have Kuribo, which is actually Goomba's Japanese name. So we can finally check it. First, we have it's a compound from Kuri, accented on the last syllable on its own, which is the Japanese chestnut. And so, in general, chestnut. And that's because, of course, of their shape, even though technically they also are mushroom-shaped, but if you look only at their head, they look like chestnuts. And then we have Bo. Bo, which technically could be several things, but in this case, it's most certainly the one with a certain kanji, which has several meanings. Bo can be used for bonze, monk, also monks dwelling, but let's ignore that. Also as a boy, son, sonny. Technically also as a pronoun for I used by male children, even though honestly it's not often heard based on my experience. Can be used as a suffix to mean little, as a familiar form of address, and also suffix as for a person who is, and in that case it's often preceded by n, a single n on its own, so it becomes bo. But yeah, in this case, it's, well, I'd say could be technically in this meaning person who is a chestnut. Or also you could say chestnut boy, a son, sonny, not clearly not a bonze or a monk, but yeah. This is the origin of Kuribo. Unfortunately, being a word, a made-up name, we're not sure about its accent. I'm thinking if I've heard it. Well, of course, it's difficult to have heard it often because Mario games, because there usually isn't the pronunciation, but yeah, we'll see eventually if by playing more Mario games, if it eventually comes up. Then we have no, the possessive particle, and so of Kuribo, of Goomba, Goombas. And yeah, if you know Super Mario Bros. 3, you might guess what the following noun is. Kutsu. Kutsu. We check its accent, but I'm pretty sure it's on the second either accented on the last syllable or unaccented at most. But yeah, it's shoe, and so Goomba's shoe, the infamous Kuribo shoe, also because they didn't translate it. I'm pretty sure that there was that at first. Yeah, Kutsu is accented on the last syllable, so it was correct. And so yeah, shoes, also other kinds of footwear, and footgear in general, but the fundamental meaning is shoes. Of course, being technically it can be used for both the singular and the plural. In this case, it would be well, more often than not plural, of course, because of obvious reasons, but could be specified with a numeral plus counter, in this case, combination. More than suffix, pluralizing suffixes. Then we have the object particle o, also written as wo and read as such in careful speech and singing. Then we have the verb tsukau. We have seen it countless times during the previous series, means also think in the Legend of Zelda 1, means to use, is unaccented. Then we have to, which in this case it's one of the ways to make the conditional. So if, when, also temporal clauses, just like in English, if, when, even more so distinct, can have both meanings, and it's actually you should distinguish it in translation then when required. And this one is the most similar to the first, to the zero conditional. So if the action of the this clause happens, then inevitably what's said in the following one happens. So up to here, if you use Goomba's shoe, here singular, of course, because of how it works in game. Then we have Ironna. We have seen it before. It comes from Iro. I'm pretty sure unaccented. It comes. It's actually the repetition of Iro on its own, accented on the last syllable, and means color and other extended meanings. So color and color, technically from the origin, it then becomes various, a variety of all sorts of many different. Also used as an adverb. This one is one of those that require to, and so then it becomes variously and so on. But it's an adjective, so when used before a word, it would become iroirona. And then, of course, it can be contracted, and it becomes the form we can see here, ironna. The meaning is the same. So, various of the following noun, which in our case is teki. We've seen it before, we've then studied its kanji, it's enemy, unaccented, also opponent, rival, but not in games like these with enemies to defeat. Then we have the object particle o. And then we have our verb, fumitsukereru, which is a compound verb from fumitsukeru, first and foremost, we have fumi from fumu. We check its accent. Okay, actually an accent, so fumu. To step on, to tread on, to trample on. Other extended meanings from that, but the fundamental meaning is that. It's a U verb, colon verb, so we can change the U into I to make the continuative form. In this case, we require to then attach the second part of the compound, which is our usual tsukeru. We have seen it multiple times. In this case, it's the one which means to attach, to join, to connect, to add, and so on. When used as the second part of a compound verb, it gets two additional meanings: to do intensely, fiercely, strongly, or also to be used to doing, to be accustomed to doing. So emphasis in the first case, be used to in the second one. Of course, both from the fundamental meaning, which means to attach, to join, to connect, to add. And so we get our compound verb fumitsukeru, which fundamentally means to trample down. So I'd say in this case it could be the meaning of tsukeru, which means the emphasis, as the meaning is clearly the one of fumu, and simply stronger. Then there's technically as an extended meaning to ignore, to spurn. Of course, most certainly as in figuratively trampling down. But yes, the fundamental one is that. Fumitsukeru, luckily also accented, just like tsukeru. It's tsukeru, just like tsukeru is a ru verb, it's done verb. So we can change the u into a and then add re ru to make technically a form which could either be the passive form, but also, since it's a ru verb, it's done verb, the potential form. In this case, of course, how you can distinguish it from the context? You could also see, like in this case, it's clearly the potential form. But you might also find an abbreviated form with the ra drop, so without the ra, fumitsukereru. And more often than not, that abbreviation is used for the potential form, also to distinguish between the two. But as we can see here, it's not required. And as usual, the context is your friend. Then we have no. No, which technically is the nominalizer for verbs. Can be translated as the fact of doing, the action of the verb. And technically, after that, we simply have the final sentence particle yo. Again, you know. Also, hey. But I'd say that in this case, the no, even on its own, even though more often than not that isn't the case, could be an abbreviated form for no des, no da, because honestly on its own, why add that denominalizer on its own just like that without then to use it in a sentence, like by adding the particle, the subject particle ga for ga, koto ga, no ga, and other things. Well, most likely here it's just an abbreviation, as we have seen. No des expression, or no da, no des in the polite speech, no da in plain speech. Here it would be no des if explicited. And yeah, literally the explanation is that, the fact is that, it is that, even just like that. And so yes, usually an explanation giving the reason of something. And so we can translate. If you use Goomba's shoe, you implied can trample down various enemies you know. Then, as usual, we actually have the usual, the part we have seen before, so we'll quickly go through it, but even though we have already seen it, Takaramono o hitotsu okurimasu, nanika no oyaku ni tatete kudasai. First and foremost, we have Takaramono from compound, noun in this case, from takara, treasure, accented on the last syllable on its own. Then we have mono, accented also on the last syllable. We've also studied the kanji of that. Thing as in object, contrasted with koto, also accented on the last syllable. Thing as in matter. And so treasured item. Then of course the object particle. Hitotsu, combination of numeral and counter. Here the general purpose counter, and so also it's of strictly Japanese origin, and we have the number of strictly Japanese origin. Hito, 1. In its typical position, right before the verb okurimasu. Okurimasu from okuru, which can mean either send, other extended meanings with a certain kanji, with another one, and is the one that here to give as a gift to most likely, but also actually an extended meaning from okuru, to send. Of course, it's a u verb, Kodan verb, so we can change the u into i to make the continuative form. Here to add mas, the auxiliary verb mas, and make the polite form of the verb. I implied I'm sending you, I send you one treasured item. And then we have nani, again, what, accent on the na. We can add the ka to make the corresponding some word. In this case, instead of somewhat, since nani is what, ask the question word for what thing, and so it becomes something. As a reminder, Ka most likely comes from the ka, the interrogative final sentence interrogative particle that we can see above. And it gives the meaning some when added to question words, most likely because of its uncertainty. When we say something, someone is a thing that isn't specified, a person that isn't specified, and so on. So something. Then we have the possessive particle no. Then we have oyaku, or again the honorific prefix yaku, role, but in this case, as in function, could be also role, as in a part in a play, film, and so on, a position of responsibility, accented on its own on the ku. Then the particle ni, tu, and then we have the verb tatete, from tateru, which means to raise, to stand up, to put up, as in the transitive verb. The intransitive one, tatsu, is tatsu, both accented. In this case, it becomes literally to raise to function, and so these expressions yaku ni tatsu is the one usually heard, but also yaku ni tateru, yaku ni tatsu intransitive, to be helpful, to be useful. Yaku ni tateru, of course, the transitive one, and so to put to use, to make good use of. Then it's in this case tateru is verb, it's done verb, so we can drop the ru to add the te to make the te form. He required to then add kudasai, abbreviated form of kudasai mase, and so the imperative form of kudasaru, one of the verbs of giving, but in this case an honorific verb, respectful verb, a superior giving to an inferior. Kudasaru from uses the kanji for below, low, and so yes, most likely not only figuratively but potentially also physically in the past, give from above to the bottom. To give, and so when used with the te form, to do the favor of, and so yes, then kudasai becomes how you make, literally do the favor of doing the action of the main verb, is how you make the imperative form in polite speech. And last but not least, of course, we have pichi, peach, the signature. And as we can see next to it, we have the item, the carillon, the music box. We already have one, we haven't used it yet, but yes, we are getting that as the item. Okay, with that we can continue. And we actually got perfect. We played all the levels of World 3. We'll save. And so we get, we are in World 4. And we can actually start it since we have still around half an hour. We have two pipes. I don't remember which one is the correct one. I think this one might be the one used as a shortcut, but we'll check anyway. Yeah, Okay, no, this is actually the one that leads to the stages we can access now, while the other one most likely leads next to the fortress, but now it's locked as usual. So we'll actually start and play stage 1. As you can see, we also have a toad house blocked here by this dirt. Not sure how. We have to use a hammer as usual. So let's start stage 1. And we're actually, World 4 is a giant land. Everything is a giant. Or technically we could be small. The usual debate of tiny, huge island. Well, most likely there's an intention, but honestly, when I played Super Mario 64 as a kid, I thought it was the other way around, but oh well, we'll see it when again when we play that, because of course we are playing Super Mario 64 at some point. And 3 Mario games in general. But yes, simple enough. And so we've actually let's get the panel. Perfect, a star. And now we are back as Mario. Won't check the pipe, we'll check it in reverse. And see if the one next to the fortress leads here. Actually, I don't remember there how. I think maybe. Okay, I can see how you get to the castle there potentially. If I actually remember or I simply guessed it, it's not clear in the case of this game. But yes, we already have the power up. So start level as is. Oh boy, yet another. Okay, but in this case, funny enough, in this case, everything is big except for the fish. Honestly, pretty funny. Yeah, we get the leaf between the two. As much as the fire flower can be nice, definitely prefer the leaf when possible. Okay, oops, unfortunately missed the star there. But oh well. Okay, but here we start getting a lot of regular chips. But yeah, I'll gladly take those. Of course, unless I die like that at most likely the very end of the stage. But yeah, in general, I will definitely take those instead of the big one that can kill you instantly. But yeah, we play as Luigi. So for now, the streak of Luigi actually solving the situation, and in this case, it actually wasn't even just because he had the power up while Mario didn't. Oh, unfortunately, missed it there. Let's go over here, but simply because I made a mistake. Let's go like this. Of course, then if that happens, of course, then we lose the power up. Kind of worried about but of course Mario luckily has a lot, so we share them with Luigi. Yes, that's still not nowhere as bad as not even close as bad as the big fish. It's just a matter of being careful and not make stupid mistakes like that, because then the fish will get us. But okay, we actually did it. Let's get the star, please, this time. Okay, But of course, then the fish got us. But yeah, as soon as we get the star, we get the star, we should be fine this time. Okay, let's do it.
Mamma mia!
Not the best way to die, as it's well, of course you want to avoid dying, but yeah. You know what I mean. I'm curious if what that told us will give us. Honestly, at this point, since we don't have many lives anyway, well, I'll still give it a try regardless, but sooner or later we'll see what happens when you lose all lives. Honestly, at this point, it might be better for it to be sooner. As I'm pretty sure that a certain thing happens. Wouldn't be surprised if I actually completed the level now. Now that I've lost all my lives except for one. Let's avoid that. But yeah, as usual, Luigi saves the day.
Here I go.
Yeah, funny enough, we don't get to hear the star because... yeah, with that we actually finished the level, of course. Okay, we get the star, which is important. At this point, I hope we get all the stars. Okay, since Mario is here, we have to play the minigame first. No matter if we want it or not, flipping the cards. Okay, didn't want the coins either way, even though I could use them technically now. Unfortunate. Yeah, only one mistake is quite unfortunate to say the least. Yeah, at this point I'll actually use the fire flower. And we have a Sledge Bro technically here, instead of a regular Hammer Bro. Of course, quite easy to defeat with a fire flower. And we get another cloud. Yes, I remember we didn't use those because they simply affect the enemies in the overworld, I'm pretty sure. Actually, the cloud could maybe it was actually to skip a level, but then, of course, if you lose, then you go back backwards anyway, so it wouldn't matter. And of course, we want to actually play all the levels if possible. Okay, here as Luigi we have a leaf. So I'd say it's better to keep this house for Mario. So we start as Luigi. Oh, I should have... Yeah, we have another Sledge Bro there, another one here. We ignore them. Okay, we're going actually underground. And funny enough, here we have Puzzle Beetles, regular ones. All enemies are actually the usual size. Or better, wouldn't be surprised if the intention is that they're actually small just like us. After all, we are in the underground. Of course I lost. So Luigi is actually without lives. And we can share one there. Okay, let's get the Toad house. But yes, I was mentioning, most likely the intention there is that they're small, just like us, because after all, the ground live all kinds of insects, small insects. So that's that. Actually, with the 5 flower, we can actually defeat those. As you have seen, we can enter the pipe from the side, from above, doesn't change. Okay, let's try. Let's see. Okay, nothing. But yeah, luckily we got with enough coins to get a life.
What I needed.
So I think we can share it with Luigi. Well, even though I'm not sure. But we'll see. That would be my guess either way. We'll see if it's correct or not. Let's see what's above here. Okay, one up, which I'd like to get. Lost the power up, but it was worth it. Of course not if I then immediately lose it. Yeah, there I'd like to start above. Yeah, we're back as Mario since Luigi unfortunately has 0 lives, but we can share 1. Give him our spare life. Actually try to keep the power up. We'll see if I can finish this level as is. Good. At that point, of course, we have finished the level. We are closer. Only the fortress is left. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if we lost all lives here, and we'll see what happens when in that case. Wow, barely wasn't in the sliding animation enough to count, unfortunately. Yeah, we're back to this part. We'll actually stand here and then jump this time. And of course it was the end of the stage, because why wouldn't it be? Unfortunately, this was perfect to get a star as Luigi, but we simply try to jump. Don't remember which one. Yeah, no. I clearly don't know the timing for those to do it that way. I'm used to do it to get the star. Okay, considering all, I'd say we can use the leaf to then to hopefully finish this fortress and so save. Oh boy. Barely avoided it. But yes, we also have those flames. Those walking flames, of course. Please. Pump. Okay, perfect. Hope that the flame would be defeated there, but of course not. Okay, we have to wait. Nothing here. And we are actually at Boom Boom. Let's hopefully keep our power up. It's honestly be a waste. Okay, here the platform can actually be useful to avoid those jumps. Okay, we've defeated Boom Boom, kept our power up. Well, we use it, we have used it, but Luigi is still has it, so that's fine. And yeah, with that we have done the fortress, and so we can save. we quickly see as Mario if where this pipe leads, but it should be the one at the start, the other one. And yeah, it is. And let's say that, considering that, well, we can actually, since luckily we are playing on NSO and we have save states, we ignore the fact that we got the save here, and we can actually play at least 1 or 2 stages more. One, well, of course, also the minigame here. The picture matching as usual. Try to get the star. I think I got, okay, I got the flower. Didn't expect that to be the one. Of course, then we missed that, so nothing, unfortunately. Yes, we play at the very least this stage, or at least try it. Yeah, small Mario, I have my doubts. Even more so with Lucky 2 and a water stage.
What I needed.
But yeah, we got our mushroom there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there's Lucky 2 there still. So actually it's interesting that the obstacle is actually Lucky 2 and the spiny eggs. Despite it being a water level. So actually it's quite easy. Funny enough, we got one of each. But yes, it's still one up. Unfortunately, you have to get 3 of the same kind always. Okay. This Mario, I don't remember if we have 4 power-ups. We'll check in a second. First, as Luigi. Let's do this. Honestly, we might be able to actually get to the fortress and so save that way. Really nice item we got from the P-Wing, from that Sledge Bro. Okay, let's see. Okay, Mario technically has a leaf, but since Luigi just got power wing, we visit this Toad House as Mario, and we get another leaf. Okay, nice. We'll, since we have all those leaves as Mario, we'll visit. We'll actually do the Hammer Bros immediately. Well, yeah, Sledge Bro, of course. In this case.
Just what I needed.
Okay, we got a star. Okay, we'll first and foremost do stage 5. Wow, that was really not the best spot. Okay, here unfortunately... Okay, I can actually pick this up, but you have to be careful, of course.
Just what I needed.
But we missed... couldn't keep the mushroom. But we can get the flower there. Yeah, as you can see, there are these bullet bills that CQ. Oh boy. Missed all my power-ups. But we made it to the end of the stage anyway. Okay, unfortunately, as small Luigi, I'm not sure if the timing is actually the same, but we'll try it. Run, run, run. And we got the star, perfect. And so we get 5 ups. Perfect, we really needed more lives. Okay, we get one here from Luigi. We play the mini game. Or usual dialogue, we skip it. Okay, no, that's not when you have to press it for the star, clearly. But yeah, I'm glad I managed to do it at least once, but yes, now let's tackle stage 6. We have all these Koopas. Okay, we got the life and somehow didn't die. Nice. Okay, not sure how we got that without getting hit. Like to get into the door, but of course with this shell is not easy. Okay, let's stop it. Let's get inside. Ah yes, this is the level inspired by Tiny Huge, well, that Tiny Huge Island most likely took inspiration from, as you can change between being big or small. And yeah, here you might think the enemies and everything is smaller, but no, most likely it's intended to be you are big, just like the enemies. And yeah, that's nice. We got another one up. Yeah, we stick to this the small side. Well, to the big side, I should say. Okay, let's try to get a star panel. Well, as soon as this paratrooper goes away. Thank you. Oh boy. Okay, we still got a star. Nice. And perfect since, well, we have, of course, the Toad house. Actually, would like to visit... No, okay. Actually, I want to visit it as Luigi's. Mario has all those regular power-ups. And I want one for Luigi. Like a fire flower, for example. We'll actually use it right now. To tackle the fortress. And yeah, if we manage to do this fortress... then we'll be able to save, and then I'd say we can end the stream there. Okay. Oh, but this jump. The jump isn't easy at all. Okay, we are here. Actually use a leaf. Could fly, it would be the best, but of course I wouldn't want to use the power wing as Luigi. I don't remember if yeah, no, apparently donut blocks don't come back here, but yeah, you simply have to do the jump at its fullest there. Okay, we have a P-switch there. Okay, I think there's actually a hidden door here, yes. And we have these platforms. And they change... okay, no, they skip the direction if they are those. These change direction. Yes. Okay, not like these. Like these. Of course, then there's the plant getting in the way, because of course it is. Yeah, if we had still the leaf, we could go there.
What I needed.
We'll have to do this. To actually get here this way. Then we'll go like this. Almost looks like an anticipation of a certain word, but we'll see it when the time comes. course, I got hit there. Okay. Let's do it like this. Perfect. And then... No, please. Yeah, missed it, unfortunately. I have to be careful and jump at the right time there. To make it go up. Well, at this time, luckily it wasn't stuck with the pipe. And with that we get here. Don't think there's actually anything, it's just... Oh, maybe there was actually something there, but oh well. We have this room with all these 1-ups. 3 1-ups, really nice. 1-up mushrooms, I should say. And then we get here, and we can continue the fortress. And hopefully, soon enough, finish. Yeah, here's Boom Boom. So now it's just a matter of defeating him as usual. Okay, no flying. Simply have to be careful. Perfect. And with that, the fortress is done. And yeah, a bridge appears, so you can access the castle. But we don't have more time today, so we'll do that next time. First and foremost, we'll go back to the title here. Open it again as usual, to check if it has saved. Unfortunately, this time, by continuing, we don't see how many levels we've played in World 3. The total, but yeah. Only one left, so 38 up with World 4. Go back, we have saved, so we continue from here. As usual, I'll also save here just to be sure. And yeah, we can exit. So today we've actually not just started, finished and completed World 3. We started World 4 and played most of it, except for the castle, and so actually the airship. So next time we should be on Friday as usual, unless plans change. We'll start with the castle, so actually the airship of World 4, and then continue from there. Okay. See you next time.